Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Redstone video. Today I'm going to show what I think might be one of the cheapest and simplest full auto cobblestone generators I've come up with. So I'll take you through a quick build on the mechanics and how it works, and then I'll move on to a tutorial to show you how to build it in your world. So as of 1.19 we can now waterlog leaves, which is great because a waterlogged leaf is very similar to obsidian in that if we try and blow it up with a TNT, it does not actually get destroyed. It has similar blast resistance. So use this mechanic of a waterlogged leaf block, we can run it next to a lava source so that when the lava pours next to a leaf block, it generates into cobblestone. So how this farm works is simply a series of waterlogged leaves next to some lava sources, and then a TNT duplicator here, which then fires off, drops TNT into the system and blows it up with a small collection underneath. So this farm is, the idea is to be as simple as possible, so I don't think any of the materials in here are particularly difficult to get hold of. Probably only the observers, which need some quartz, as does the one comparator here, a little bit of redstone, and then a bit of iron for the pistons. So this should be a fairly day one farm you can build. Yes, it generates about 13,000 cobblestone an hour, give or take. Your luck, as you can see when the TNT comes down, there is some randomness to the explosion, so sometimes it gets all of them, sometimes you see there we get a stray one there, but overall it blows up most of them most of the time. Right, I'll jump into the tutorial on how to build this, and I'll possibly give you a helpful guide on how to move this redstone clock here down to the bottom to make the farm a bit easier to use in survival. Okay, so let's get into the tutorial here. These are the materials you're going to need. Pause it on the video here to make note of what you're going to need. But you're going to need about a stack of blocks, 29 oak leaves, 16 glass. Actually, this isn't completely required. You can just use regular building blocks. I've used some orange glass so you can see the lava and where they go, but ultimately you don't actually need to use the glass here. A hopper, a chest, 2 water buckets. You'll need to make quite a lot of water sources, so it's easy just to make an infinite water source using 2 water buckets. 4 cobblestone just to get you going. Also, these aren't required, you can put these in afterwards. 32 of course, scaffolding blocks, temporary blocks, just to sort of help you get around the build and help you make it. Similarly, you could use scaffolding or any other temporary block you desire. And then you're going to need 16 lava buckets. In theory, you could just get the 1 bucket and keep going back and forth to your nearest lava sources, say the nether, but for the purpose of this, you are going to need 16 lava sources. You can't get away with just 4 at the top. And then for the redstone bit at the top, you're going to need a lever, a comparator, 6 comparators, 6 repeaters, 9 redstone dust, some observers, 2 pistons, note block, trapdoor, and a sign. And the 8 glass here can also be substituted for more blocks. I've also put it here so you can see the farm in operation. So let's just grab all the materials, load up the inventory, and we'll get going. Okay, so to get going, you're going to start off by wanting to build an 11 by 11 square. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Count that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And follow on to complete the square. At this point, if you're playing this in survival, what you want to do is build that little infinite water source. Do a water bucket there, and that way you can keep infinitely filling from any of these squares here. So you know if you've built this 11 by 11 right, because you can put a water source in every single corner, and we should have this block here, which is empty. So you want to get to here, dig down 1, 2, 3, then build 6 out. And then if you build up, you see the sky, then just build yourself a staircase out. Get your chest, place it down there, and a hopper on top. Climb out of the hole you've made, and then we'll move on to building the lava generating structure. Okay, so to build the structure, What we want to do is take a temporary block and count 1, 2, 3, 4 in. One over from there. Place that down there. Oak leaves on top. Gap in the middle. 6 set of leaves. So this could be any type of leaf. It doesn't have to be oak leaves. And then break the 2 temporary blocks. Take some cobblestone. Place them on the end of there. Then go to the other side and count in the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over. We should be in line. Space in between. There. Leaves. Space. Leaves. And a cobblestone on each of them. And take away the temporary blocks. Then we want to make all of these waterlogged. So just right click with your water bucket on the leaves. And I'll waterlog the leaves. Okay, next we want to build up out one. And we want to build 1, 2, 3 leaves across. And take away the temporary blocks there. Temporary block here. And leaves here. Temporary block there. Leaves there. Temporary block, and more leaves. And then we can get rid of these temporary blocks here. And make sure that all of these are waterlogged. And then we can take our glass. Now this doesn't have to be glass, like I said. And then place these on top of it. This is where your lava is going to go. So this should be the overall footprint that you should be building up from. So next thing to do is build up 1, 2, 3 on top of each of these pillars. So 1, 2, 3 across, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and build them all up to the same height. Same with these glass planes on the outside, or whatever block you decide to choose. Next, get your water buckets and place them. Make sure to do this first, I almost forgot. Make sure to waterlog each of these leaf blocks. This will cause the stone to generate and also protect this outside bit from blowing up as well. Now take your lava source. Obviously I'm in creative, so this will just keep regenerating, but you have to keep swapping these out and make sure they are all sources. And you'll see that when you place it, all the stone generates in these 3 blocks here. Obviously on this side it can't generate there. And so just stack these up all the way up to the top of the farm, like so. Oh, I've missed the water lot. These ones, it could be very disastrous. Farm will burn down. Place the lava again. Okay, and that completes this section for the stone generator. Okay, so next up we're going to do the redstone and the TNT duper to start breaking this stuff. So I'm just going to change my inventory round just so I've got all the items we need in there. And we'll get rid of that. And okay, we'll put the lever in last. So okay, so the first thing I want to do is build up 6 temporary blocks on top of this one here. Place a block there, a temporary block here, build out 1, 2, 3. We can break the temporary block. Over here, we want to get our sign. Place that on here. Take our temporary block, place it there. Now this doesn't have to be glass. I'm using glass so you can see the TNT go down. But if you're in survival and you're very early, and you don't want to use up your glass just yet, you can use any other block. Block on the back of there. Block on the back of here, 1, 2, 3 to there, and a block on top of there. We can break that, take our water source, place that on here. We should see that runs, oh, we've run down there. We just need to take that, place that over the top. That water should nicely go away. So yeah, build 4 along here, not what I did there. Okay, next up we want to place a piston here, and a piston on here. Then I'd go 1, 2, 3 temporary blocks up, break these 2, place a note block on top of there, make that temporary block, place an observer underneath here. You can see that piston just got activated. Then we place an observer here, note block here, and an observer here. Next we want to place a building block here and here. Oh, so it's one place here. Take our observer again, place it here. Take our trapdoor, place that on the bottom of this note block here. Then we want to get our redstone dust and place that here, here, and here. So if you're in survival, you probably want to build yourself a little platform just off the back of here, as you have space to maneuver around. You'll place an observer facing into this glass block here, and then we can get our TNT. If let's put that in the list, yes, you will need at least one TNT to get going, and we can place that there. So we'll just do a little test run to make sure this is done properly by change the observer tune. See the TNT flows down and lands just there. Perfect, and then we can get rid of these temporary blocks right here. Okay, and our last thing to do is to do the clock for this TNT duper. So let's go and shift click here, place a block next to the note block, come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then let's go and come out 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Place our comparator here, and then right click it, set it into compare mode, and then place repeaters 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Then we want to put all these on the most amount of delay. Take a redstone dust, place it here, 2 here, 2, 3 there. Then take a lever, place that here, and then you can turn the farm on and off. And that is the farm complete. And you can see it'll start generating the TNT and blowing stuff up. So that pretty much completes it. And just leave that running. One of the advantages of this system is if we give it a bit of spam, now it's going to drop too much TNT hopefully. Yep, you can see they were flowing way too fast. These ones on the outside you see got destroyed, but with the way the leaf blocks are, it protects the farm from getting destroyed in case you have some trigger happy friends on your server who like to click this maybe several times, and we should be able to get quite a lot of TNT all fall down all in one go, and the farm will protect itself. Just like that. Okay, so the other thing I'll move on to now is showing if you're in survival and you want to move this mechanism to the floor, and I'll show you a quick one how to do that. Okay, so if you make this survival, you'll probably want this on the floor. So let's get rid of all of this so we can build down towards the ground. So what we're going to do here is we're going to build something called a torch tower. So what I'll do is I'll just show you where it will go. And build this all the way to the floor. And then we want to break out every other block, like so. And then we want to get to the redstone menu, take our redstone torches, and then start placing them on each of these blocks. And you'll see one goes on, one goes off, so on and so forth. I'm going to place these all the way to the top, and that first one will trigger the TNT. We've updated that observer there. And then essentially we built the same clock as before, so 1, 2, 3 into this block here, 1, 2, 3 out again. Make sure we've put these on the full amount of delay. Take our redstone dust, place it here and here. Our comparator, put it in the compare mode. Let's go and place our lever. That way we've set our clock off again. And all these redstone torches update, see they off, and then we're on again. And that gets the farm going. So yeah, we can keep this running and then just go and pick up your collection underneath the stone that's flowing through. And that just about clears it up. If you have any questions, let me know. Happy to try and answer them where we can, and yeah, good luck building it. Alright, I'll catch you in a bit.